Throughout the years, we've seen Godzilla encounter tons of different enemies, ranging from big to small, strong to weak, intelligent to not so intelligent. But has any of them truly stricken fear into the king of the monsters? Well, what if I was to tell you Godzilla's greatest fear isn't something physical, but rather a frame of mind? Today we discuss what is Godzilla's greatest fear. But before we get into it, remember to follow us on Twitter to keep up to date on everything Godzilla related, and to hear our first reactions to Godzilla King of the Monsters when it releases. This is Alistair, and welcome to Dangerville. Godzilla is not one to be known for having fear. The King of the Monsters is always prepared to face any force that stands against him. He's faced mutants, aliens, and even gods. But to understand what could make Godzilla fearful, we have to first understand what fear is. The definition of fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain, or harm, as well as a feeling of anxiety concerning the outcome of something or the safety of someone. In humans, this fear can come about with phobias like spiders or fear of the dark, anxieties that shake you to your very core, all spanning back to our time as cavemen, being instinctively programmed into each and every one of us. Being naturally afraid of certain things is how we manage to survive and adapt to be who we are today. But not just us, every animal has fear. Many animals are afraid of fireworks, others are afraid of humans, and some afraid of the most terrifying thing of all, cucumbers. But what can be applied to the King of the Monsters? If he's not afraid of gods, what could he possibly be afraid of? Well, Godzilla holds the mantle of protector of balance, a force of nature. He exists so that whenever something or someone threatens the balance of nature, he steps in and realigns things. When mankind first split the atom and took their first life, Gojira stepped in and took revenge, and gave them a taste of their own medicine. When the Mutos threatened to reproduce and overpopulate the Earth and consume everything around them, he came in and prevented that from happening. And in King of the Monsters, as Titans rise, Godzilla once again returns as a guardian of balance to prevent Ghidorah from taking the reins as ruler of Earth, threatening all life on the planet. You can see how much anger is in Godzilla from his reaction to Ghidorah being woken up from his slumber, and again from the way he rushes towards Ghidorah during their showdown in Boston. But anger isn't the only emotion he's feeling, it's fear. And it's not because he's facing against his arch-nemesis, King Ghidorah, it's because what will happen if he loses. If he is defeated, Ghidorah will become the King of the Monsters, and the balance that Godzilla has spent millions of years keeping in check will be lost. All life, humans, animals, titans, will fall to King Ghidorah as he keeps all of the radiation to himself. There will be no balance, and Ghidorah will become the god of all things on Earth. Godzilla knows he can't let this happen. The weight on his shoulders are so large that this becomes the only true fear for Godzilla. When Godzilla is crushed by a building following a savage beating by the Mutos in 2014, he gives a look towards Fort Brody, a look that says, "I'm sorry, I've failed you." Godzilla luckily finds the strength to defeat the Mutos, preventing balance from being lost. In the recent graphic novel, Aftershock, Godzilla faces against a Muto Prime, a creature that he knows outmatches him. This creature's role is to impregnate living titans. The offspring will then use the radiation emanating from the creature to develop. This is a terrifying concept, but he faces against it anyway, not without receiving severe injuries. It's this battle that actually explains how his dorsal plates are malformed in King of the Monsters, but he fights nonetheless, in order to keep control of the balance of nature, to prevent the Prime from spawning Muto hatchlings and taking over the world. Godzilla succeeds with the humans' help, but just barely. That would have taken a lot of courage, but not without a lot of fear. You can see how Godzilla pushes through all odds in order to keep balance. The Last Jedi is certainly a divisive film, but it probably explains the balance of not just the Force, but nature perfectly, and it's this reason Godzilla hasn't gone out its way to wipe out humanity. Life, death, and decay, that feeds new life, warmth, cold, peace, violence. The definition of balance. And it's losing this balance that is truly Godzilla's one and only fear. hope you enjoyed today's video and learned something new about Godzilla. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, it helps us out a lot. Godzilla is right around the corner and I'm super hyped to see it. The time has come for the King of the Monsters to rise again, so don't forget to subscribe and stomp that notification button to become a resident of Dangerville today. I've been Alistair, and we'll see you in the next one.